Hey guys, welcome to Two Guys and a Mouse, the show that gives you Disney news, tips, and tricks to get you the most out of your Disney vacation. I'm Lance and I'm here with Les, and Disney just dropped some pretty exciting news about annual passes. So, starting September 8th, 2021, Disney is going to put on sale the annual passes for Walt Disney World. And there's going to be 4 tiers of annual passes. And those tiers are the Pixie Dust, the Pirate, the Sorcerer, and the Incredipass. Now, Pixie Dust being the entry-level tier, Pirate being the next step up, and then Sorcerer and Incredipass being the 2 top tiers. Pixie Dust and Pirate are for Florida residents only, but I'm going to turn it over to Les. Les is a former annual pass holder, and he's going to talk about a little bit of the differences and what to expect with this new annual pass system coming up. So over to you, Les.
All right. So like Lance said, there's 4 passes, and just quickly recap, the bottom 2 entry level passes, cheapest ones are for Florida residents only. Then the third one is the Sorcerer. That's Florida residents and DVC owners are allowed to get the Sorcerer. And then obviously the Incredipass, that's the most expensive one, and that one's open to everybody. So just a quick video that we wanted to put out for you today, since this news broke earlier today, and this is just to kind of give a recap on what they are. We won't go into too much detail here, but I'll start with the bottom or the cheapest one, which is the Pixie Dust Pass. So again, that's Florida residents only. You're looking at a cost of $399 plus tax. Now, if you are a Florida resident, on all 4 of these passes, they'll actually let you do a payment plan if you want. But again, that's only open for Florida residents only. So if you are a resident with the $205 deposit, they'll charge you $19 a month for 12 months, interest-free. And then after it expires, they have a renewal price of $339 plus tax. So what does this get you? All right. And they are different than they have been in the past. So there are many blackout dates. Okay. That hasn't changed. There's always been blackout dates if you've had the lower rung passes for Walt Disney World. This particular one, there's a lot. Okay. So again, since this is a Florida resident, like if you just want a pass to go during the week, this is going to be the pass for you. It's going to be your cheapest cost. Pretty much all the weekends are blocked out. And then any weekend that's a holiday weekend, so if it has like a Friday or a Monday included, that's typically with the weekend, holiday weekend, you're not going to be able to go on those days. And all these dates are posted on Disney's site. So if you want to follow up after this video on anything that we're talking about today, all you have to do is go to Walt Disney World's site, and you'll find all the details. You can park hop. Let's see. You can make up to 3 park reservations at a time. So this is something that's been started after the parks reopened last summer, right? So when COVID hit, the park shut down in March. When they reopened in July, I think it was, you were only allowed to make 3 reservations at a time. And then you had to use one of those 3 in order to make another one, and then use another one in order to make another one, and so on, right? So you're only going to get 3 days at a time with this. So again, if you're a Florida resident and you just want to go kind of at will, this would work for you. Now, with this one and with the other 3, if you are staying on property or in select partner resorts, then and you want to go to the parks on those days, that doesn't count against your 3. So if I'm staying at whatever, I'll just pick Polynesian because that's my home contract for DVC. If I'm staying at Polynesian for a week and I've got this lower rung pass, then those days that I'm staying at Polynesian don't count against my 3. And this is pretending that I'm a Florida resident for a second, right?
Right.
So,
gotcha.
At time, and then again, this is for all 4 of them. At times throughout the year, Disney's going to say, you know what? for this specific period of time, we're going to allow you to have a bonus reservation, so more than the 3, and they'll let us know when that is, or you'll have to watch the site, and then you'll be able to make more than those 3 reservations. Again, for all 4 passes, certain perks that pass holders used to have in the past are gone. So you don't have photo pass included anymore. And for the higher tier passes, like the Platinum Plus,
Right.
I think it was Platinum Plus, used to get the water parks included and like some golf benefits.
Yeah,
You
get
have to
like the
pay for
football
that
golf or
now.
something like that. Yeah.
Right. Or 9 holes at Oak Trail, right? Now you have to pay for that. And then as far as the discounts, what they're saying is up to 20%. I haven't found any clarification on exactly where and when you get to 20%. If we find that, we can post it later on.
Okay.
That's the lowest rung. That's the pixie dust. Now, Pirate.
Okay.
So now we're moving up the chain, right? Still Florida resident only, $6.99 plus tax. If you're Florida resident, you want to do the payment plan, $205 deposit, $45 a month for a year gets you that pass. Renewal price, $594 plus tax. Still blockout dates though, but not as bad as Pixie does. So there's a lot of weekends throughout the year, and the calendar that they show you online right now, as it stands today, as we record this, it's showing you through October of 2022. So I can't see beyond that, but it's multiple weekends, any holiday weeks. So like obviously Christmas, like the second half of December, all of Thanksgiving week, anywhere near spring break, all blocked out. If you have the Pirate Pass, you can't go unless you buy tickets, right? Same thing.
And less. The blockout dates, do those count if you are so let's say that I'm a Pirate Pass or a Pixie Dust and I make a reservation to a Disney resort hotel, say I want to stay at Pop Century, whatever. Do those blockout dates still apply even though I'm a guest staying on property?
That's a great question, and I haven't actually found anything that answers that question.
Okay.
So I really don't know. That's a good question. What we can do is we'll find out the answer, and then
we'll post an
we can
update.
post that on. Yeah, we'll post an update on social media.
Okay.
Can still park hop. Now, with the Pixie Dust, you were only allowed to have 3 reservations at any one time. Here they bump it to 4, so you get another day. Again, use a day. Now you're down to 3 days. You can book another day. Staying at a resort, those don't count against.
Gotcha.
So sorry, that was what you just asked me, and I totally blew that one.
It's all good.
Bonus reservations, again, it's the same for all 4. Bonus reservations, they're going to tell you when, and you can take advantage of it. No photo pass, no water parks or sports benefits. All of these, you get standard theme park parking, so you don't have to pay for parking unless you want the premier parking, or I forget exactly what they call it. You can go to like the front of the
parking.
Preferred parking,
like that.
Yeah.
Preferred, yeah.
So you don't get preferred parking for free with this. You'd have to pay extra for that. But standard parking, you can get for free, and again, up to 20%. Now, Sorcerer's Pass is the first one where non-Florida residents can get this, but you have to be DVC. You're looking at $8.99 plus tax. The payment plan, $205 deposit again. Now you're looking at $63 a month for 12 months. The renewal rate is $764 plus tax, and the blockout dates. So now even less blockout dates. Now you're looking at the 4 days around Thanksgiving. So you're looking at Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day itself, Black Friday, and then the Saturday. Those 4 days you can't go, and basically the last 2 weeks of December. I think it begins on like December 18th and goes through the 31st. You can't go. But the whole rest of the year is game. So it's only Thanksgiving week, a partial Thanksgiving week, in the last 2 weeks of December, you're blocked out. All the other benefits that I've talked about before, but now you get 5 days. Pixie Dust was 3, Pirate was 4. Now Sorcerer, you get up to 5 days that you can reserve in the parks at any one time. Again, if you're staying on property, it doesn't count against you. These are basically non-resident days or non-resort days.
Okay.
Bonus reservations will be added to the calendar from time to time. You still have to buy PhotoPass, and you still have to buy the water park and sports option. Standard theme park parking, discounts up to 20%. Wrap it up. You got the Incredipass, top of the line, is no higher, will cost you the most. This is going to be for anyone who is not a Florida resident and or who is not a DVC owner. So that covers everyone else, the whole rest of the country if you're not DVC, and anybody overseas, Canada, anywhere else outside of the US. This is your only option.
Okay.
That's going to run you $12.99 plus tax per person. Now, if you are a Florida resident and you opt for this one, payment plan is a $205 deposit, and it's going to cost you $99 a month for 12 months. Your renewal price is $1,104 plus tax, and there are no blockout dates. That's key. So if you, even if you lived in Florida, or you didn't, but you were DVC, but you didn't want any blockout dates, like you had your heart set on going over Christmas or Thanksgiving, this is your only option then, but you're going to pay for it, right? So,
right.
Still have to have park reservations to get in the parks. There's no blockout days. Still 5 park reservations at any one time. Again, if you're staying on property, it doesn't count against your 5. Bonus reservations from time to time as allotted by Walt Disney World. Still have to buy PhotoPass and the water park and sports option, and your discount up to 20%. So in a nutshell, that's the 4 passes that we wanted to talk about today. There are a couple other pointers to tell you about here. So the PhotoPass, right? I kept saying the PhotoPass wasn't included. So if you want the PhotoPass now, it's going to run you $99 plus tax.
Gotcha. Well, let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and kind of explain what the PhotoPass is. For those of you who don't know what the PhotoPass is, Walt Disney World Resort has photographers everywhere. They have them at the character experiences. They have them on Main Street USA, on your rides, at character dinners, etc. And you can, if you are at Disney, you can pay per the day for a PhotoPass, which gets you whatever your park is that day, your photos for that day. You could pay per the photo, or you can, if you are staying on a Disney resort property with your package, you can get the PhotoPass, which includes an unlimited amount of photos, and you just scan your Magic Band, and they're all on your MDE app, right? So I guess in previous years, Les, the PhotoPass, so the photo option where all of your photos were included, that used to come as a perk with the annual passes, and now that is a paid extra, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So.
And the difference between having it with the annual pass is that your photos will stay there a lot longer. I may be mistaken, but I think your photos, you had access to them for up to a year, if I'm not wrong. If you would buy that as an extra perk, you had a very short amount of time. And off the top of my head,
30 or 60 days, something like
30
that.
30 or 60 days, exactly. And if you didn't download your photos before that timer, they are gone, and you can't get them back because they're purged off of their system, from what I know. So you can't call them and complain on that you didn't have time to get them back, though. They're going to tell you tough cookies, because basically they're gone. Now, what you could do is, before the time expires, is you could pay them more money to extend the time that you have access to the videos, or you can even pay to get a USB flash drive or a CD or a photo CD or photo DVD sent to you. They charge you like $30 for that, so you can get them that way too. But yes, it used to be included in the annual pass. It no longer is. So we used to take advantage of that before. Now we're going to have to buy it. And then the other thing is the water parks. So you have the 2 water parks on Disney property. Again, with the top tier, the Platinum Plus, before you used to have it included.
Mm-hmm.
And sports, like we mentioned, the foot golf or the Oak Trail 9-hole course, you could do those things for free. They were included. Now you have to pay for it for all of the levels. Now, I will say that if anyone's watching this and they currently are an annual pass holder, and you're within your 60-day window to renew, I would highly encourage you to renew now before September 8th, because you'll still get in at the existing annual pass level that you are now. So if you're gold or platinum plus now, you should renew now, because that will still continue for another year. And then when it expires again, then you have to buy into the new annual pass program. But you'll keep all of the benefits from the old program now if you renew before September 8th.
Ah,
So
okay.
that's
Gotcha.
that's a little nugget if anyone is currently a pass holder and can renew now before the 8th. I highly encourage you to do it. Anyone who can't renew, then they've been bound to 3 park reservations at a time since the park's open.
Okay.
Starting September 8th, what'll happen is that'll go from 3 to 5 days. So as if you had the new top 2 tier passes, you'll be able to go from 3 days to 5 days, which is nice for those who already have it.
Gotcha.
And then, as in the past, if you already bought tickets for an upcoming trip, you can call them up and you can say, I already have tickets. They're obviously going to know that you have tickets that are tied to your My Disney Experience app or account. And then, if it's an eligible pass, and I don't have clarification on what an eligible pass is, you would have to call them yourselves and see, but you can upgrade that to
Mm-hmm.
an annual pass now. So you just have to pay the difference. So as an example, I'm headed down to the parks again in October, and I've already bought my passes for 6 days, and that cost me just over $600. So now if I want the Sorcerer Pass, which is $900 plus tax, I'm looking at roughly paying $300 plus tax to get the Sorcerer's annual pass now. So that's an example of how it works. And then the last little nugget, which and I've read a lot on the press release today from Disney about them selling annual passes, and I've already watched a few videos from other Disney bloggers and stuff like that. And the one thing that I find that nobody's really talking about, but I find is just as important as everything that we've already discussed here today,
Mm-hmm.
is that they have a little line in there that says, quote, annual passes may be unavailable for purchase at any time. So what that means to me is, if a lot of people jump on the bandwagon now that they're going to sell annual passes,
Right.
at any time that they feel that they want to be able to control the crowds, they can just stop selling annual passes again.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's talking about that, and I'm not really sure why. But I find it very interesting that they would do that just at a moment's notice. Just say, oh, you know what, you can't buy annual passes anymore. So just
Gotcha.
keep that in mind for anybody that is interested in buying annual passes. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to wait, who knows when they're going to decide. I mean, that's how it happened the first time, right? And when the
Yeah. It was
parks
just they were
reopened,
gone. Yep.
yeah, they just one
Gone.
day they're like, oh, at 4 o'clock today, we're not selling annual passes anymore. And if you didn't get to buy one that day, and literally, true story, I was on the phone to buy annual passes for my family that day, and I was on hold when they stopped selling them until I got through to a cast member.
Mm-hmm.
All she could do is apologize and say, I can't sell you annual passes because it's
Wow.
now 4:30 and we stopped selling them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there wasn't anything I could do. So, and they just do it at their discretion. So,
Yeah. Wow. So let's talk numbers and economics a little bit. I do see in the chat window. I tried to put the chat overlay up, but for some reason it wasn't allowing. It just made the screen smaller. But we have a viewer asking, what do you think? How many times do you need to go a year to make sense for the most expensive annual pass? And I guess really the answer to that is it depends, right? Would you agree, Les?
It does. I mean, so I didn't buy tickets for this October trip directly from Disney because you're going to pay the most when you buy direct from them. Uh,
Sure.
if you buy from any discount program like AAA or some of the other companies that are out there that provide discounted tickets to all the major attractions in the Orlando area,
Mm-hmm.
um, or even like an employee benefits program. So I mean, that's actually where we got our tickets was through my wife's employer. They have part of their benefit packages. They have a program where you can buy discounted entertainment tickets, and that's where we got them because that was the most bang for our buck.
Mm-hmm.
So using that as my example, like I said, we paid just over $600 for 6 days. So we're averaging, and that's with Park Hopper. Okay, so when we bought our tickets, we had the option of just a standard ticket or Park
Mm-hmm.
Hopper. Well, since it's Food and Wine Festival coming up, and we're going to be there during Food and Wine,
Right.
we want the ability to jump to Epcot whenever we want, or on a given day after 2 p.m. That's the rule. You have to wait till 2, and then you can jump.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's just say $100 a day, and now I want the Sorcerer because I'm a DVC owner, and that's going to cost me. Let's just say it's 900. Let's just forget about the tax for a second. That tells
Okay.
me I have to go 9 days.
Right.
So it's hard to say while we're talking live. How it's gonna work out for somebody. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it may be 8 days, maybe 9 days. Again, what pass are we talking about?
Right.
Now, if you do
It,
buy direct from them, right, the more days you go, the cheaper
right.
the ticket gets. That's the way it works. So if you go one day, let's just say a ticket is $120 for one day. But if you
Right.
go 5 days, you're not paying 120 times five. You're paying less,
No.
way less than that. They discount the more that you go.
Right. But I also kind of feel like, so with the annual passes, there do come some fringe member benefits that come along with it that are not really tangible as far as monetary value. Uh, you are saving. So if you just are a regular, not even a resort guest, you just buy a ticket because you happen to be in Florida traveling and you're not staying on property. You buy a ticket, rack rate's $120 in peak season, and then you add the park hopper, which is an additional $30 or whatever the cost is. So you're looking at that for one day. Now you have to pay for parking, add another $20 to that per day, right, for parking, and then you
Or
know
more.
or more exactly.
Yeah, I think it's like
So
25.
so it does add up. When you look at all of that, you do get the discounts. There are some other benefits that annual pass holders get. Well, it used to be a lot more. Used to be a lot more monetary benefits. Like you did used to apparently include the photo pass, which was a $140, $149 value if you buy it after the fact. If you bought it before your vacation, it was cheaper. But you do
Right.
also
Yeah.
get up to 20% at select dining locations. You do get the perks if you're an annual pass holder, not the DVC member, but annual pass holders sometimes do get discounts on the rooms when they do annual pass holder deals. So you do get, that perk there. So really, if you do a complete apples to apples straight number comparison, it looks like it's just like the dining plan. You think, well, uh, maybe the where was I going with this? I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. You do the apples to apples comparison, just like the dining plan. You go and you start counting numbers and you start, pinching pennies. You go, well, it doesn't make sense to do the dining plan because blah, blah, blah. I have to do the most expensive meal every single time, whatever. Uh, for me, I always do the dining plan. I always recommend doing the dining plan because it is a no brainer. It takes it takes the thinking out of it. If you go with people who are very conscious about what they spend, you have the dining plan, your meals are prepaid. Does it save you any money? Meh, maybe, maybe not. It depends. Just like anything Disney, it depends. And but the convenience is there. I don't care what the meal costs on the menu. I just get what I want. So again, with the annual pass, whether you're a DVC member or not a DVC member, having the annual pass does have perks. If you, so I travel for work from time to time, and sometimes I end up in Florida because we have an office down there. And having an annual pass for me, even though I don't have a scheduled Disney trip, if there's a park reservation available and I know I'm traveling for work next week, I'm going to make a reservation. I'm going to go down. I'm going to hit a park for the day. I might have dinner at the Food and Wine if I'm down during that time. But there are some benefits that aren't, an apples to apples comparison looking at money and money. Now, I did just get a text message from my travel advisor, Katie. Hey, Katie, I hope you're enjoying the live stream. So she does know the answer to the blackout dates. Blackout dates still apply if you are on property, but you're allowed to buy tickets if you want, and you're welcome to stay at the resort as well. So yes, the blackout dates still do apply for annual pass holders, even if you are staying on property and you have a Disney vacation scheduled. So there's the answer to that. So,
good to know.
Yeah. But I mean, the other thing though is you also have to look at when you do the upgrade, think about this, or let me ask you this. You may or may not know the answer. And Katie, if you're watching, you might know the answer. So feel free to text me and chime in. You can use the price of your tickets towards the annual pass, right? So if I buy directly through Disney and I'm buying 4 days, it's going to cost me what you paid, $600 and some dollars. So the additional $300 is all I have to pay to upgrade my tickets, right? They do a straight dollar for dollar what you paid for your tickets, or your ticket values being 6 days, which would cost, if you buy direct through Disney, maybe what, $700, 600, you know what I mean? Like, buying it directly through Disney obviously is more expensive than buying it third party. Do they go with the dollar amount of what you paid face value of the ticket, or do they go rack rate? You have 6 days worth of tickets. This is what we charge. That's the cost towards your annual pass.
I mean, I can be corrected if I'm wrong, but I think the way that it works is it's dollar for dollar. So if I bought
a
4 days
discounted
worth
ticket
of tickets, and let's just say whatever, it's a number, $500. Okay,
Sure.
that's totally wrong, but let's just go with 500. And now I want to buy the Sorcerer, which is $899 plus tax. I'm anticipating, in my opinion, I think that you would have to pay the $400 difference.
I would suspect so as well.
So if I bought 4 tickets, it cost me $500. Again, just a random number. And now I want the $500. I want the Sorcerer Pass at $900. I'm going to have to pay $400 plus the tax.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Now, there was somewhere I was going to go with this, and I just lost my train of thought again. Do you think so? Hopefully, Disney's not watching, and I don't just ruin it for everybody. But it's always been in the past that you could save a significant amount of money if you have a Target Red Card, because you can buy Disney gift cards through Target at 5% off. So I kind of, September 8th, I plan on buying an annual pass for me and the family, but I was going to buy it through Target with the Red Card and get 5% off. And the way that it works, you can look it up online, Google it, whatever. But the TLDR of it is you buy X amount dollars of Disney gift cards at Target through your Red Card, you get a dollar amount off, and then you use those gift cards to pay for whatever, whether it's your trip, your food, anything at Disney, because as far as I remember, Disney accepts gift cards just like cash, correct?
Correct. You pay for everything. You can buy tickets with them. You can pay for your dining. You can buy merchandise. You can pretty much do everything with a card. It's like cash.
Yeah, little tip.
Which is why they tell you not to lose it, because there's not much you can do if you lose them, because it's just like having whatever the balance is on there, now it's somebody else's. So
correct. So, and one other thing to make mention of, which changed prior to them announcing the annual pass sales coming live on September 8th, is that you no longer get a Magic Band with your annual pass. So
Correct. Yeah, that I didn't actually see that in today's release, but they did announce that several months ago. That
right.
yeah, you used to get a free Magic Band for being an annual pass holder, but no more. I
Yeah.
think you can buy them, but you don't get it for free.
Right. But I mean,
So
anymore, right? Like if I'm staying on property, I can buy a discounted Magic Band. I have, you know, with when you're an annual pass holder, you will get a discount on merchandise, and Magic Bands will be the same. And I know they're trying to really push the Disney Mobile MDE slash what is it, Magic Mobile, which is the phone or the excuse me the watch piece. So I saw a Tim Tracker video, I think a couple months ago, where he tried it, and it's pretty neat. Your Apple Watch, if you have an Apple Watch, I don't know if it's supported on Android devices yet, but I do know that if you have an Apple Watch, it um, works just like a Magic Band. You scan in and everything like that. Which, by the way, also another bit of Disney news that I saw the other day. Um, biometrics is back, so when you do scan in, they do get your fingerprint again. So
in a couple of the parks, I don't think it's hit all four parks yet, but yes,
no,
it is
I think
coming
I think
back.
it's I think it's Animal Kingdom and maybe Epcot currently. I don't know if I have those, if those are the ones that don't have it or do have it, but I know it's one or two of the parks currently, and they're slowly bringing them back. So
Yeah. Now I think you can say that you don't want to do it. I think you can decline. I read that somewhere. It's
mhm.
unconfirmed from Disney, but I read that the other day.
Gotcha.
So
What
yeah, I
about?
mean they're getting back to normal. A lot of restaurants that have been closed ever since the parks were closed are reopening.
Mhm.
A lot of things are coming back.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good stuff. I'm excited for dining plans to return. Like I said, whenever I vacation, I always get a dining plan, and so yeah, I'm excited. Now, let's talk about this. I did not see anywhere in the documentation that I've read or in our notes that we were going over anything about, the Genie Plus being included. It used to be when you had an annual pass or even a regular ticket, you had your fast passes selections for the day that you could choose, and I think people are going to be a little upset, that hey, I'm spending $1,200 for an annual pass. I don't get my photos anymore, and I have to pay extra for fast passes. I don't know. What do you think, Les? How do you feel about that?
Um, like I said earlier, I read a lot of information on other Facebook groups that I'm a part of, annual pass holder groups, DVC groups. I've listened to a few of the other like video bloggers and bloggers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really seems to be excited that that you're paying more and getting less.
Yeah.
You're going to have some people that their stance is this is the new Disney and it is the way that it is. Um, Certainly doesn't feel good to pay more and get less, but that seems to be
Mm-hmm.
the way of the world recently, especially since the
Yeah.
pandemic hit. Am I going to buy an annual pass? Yes. Am I going to get it on September 8th when they go up for sale?
Yes. I'm
Probably.
gonna be up at
Yeah.
8 in the morning.
Yep. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll be on the phone first thing in the morning to try and get my passes. So
Are they not doing
um,
it online or?
I do not know the answer to that. I've always spoken to a person by calling the ticketing hotline, the 800 or 888 number, whatever it is. So,
Oh, you go through member services, right, for DVC, right, to get your annual pass.
well, I think you get redirected to, uh, it's a non DVC person I think that you speak to anyway. Like when I've
Oh.
tried to buy them online, they redirect you to the My Disney Experience portal anyway. And then when
Okay.
you're in there, there was always an option that says, I'm a DVC member. It would ask me to enter in my username and my password from my DVC account, which I would
Oh,
do. It would verify that I am a DVC member, and then the price would reflect the discount, and then I could purchase it. So, um, but yeah, I'll probably be one of the many people that call the ticketing hotline.
gotcha.
I'll try online first to see how it goes. That said, you know what I can do, or what both of us can do, is if we're gonna both get annual passes on the 8th, is we can post what our experiences are.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Or we
how
could
did it
even do a
go?
quick live stream later that night and talk about it. You know.
Yeah,
So
you know, was it easy? You know, was it horrible? How long
yeah.
were we on hold? You know, any gotchas or any tips,
Did the
tricks?
site crash?
Yeah,
You know, 'cause-
always a possibility, and I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if it happened.
for sure. You know, do you think? Let me ask you your opinion. Do you think the current grandfathered people who can renew should renew? Do you think they? I guess the question is, you know, if you're a gold or platinum plus member, you know, it's probably to your benefit to renew before the September 8th, because I guess if you renew now, you just get a voucher, because I know if you buy an annual pass, right, you get a voucher and it doesn't start that 1 year clock until you use it for the first time, correct? So is
I
that the
think
same with the
with if you're
renewals? Or?
so if you're buying new, the way that it worked is it didn't start right away. So it didn't start the day that you bought the pass.
It
What
starts
happened
the
is
first time you swipe in.
right. So what I did was when I bought mine, and I bought mine many, many months before we actually stepped foot on Disney property. And then the
Mm-hmm.
first day I was in Orlando and I had the opportunity to go to Disney Springs, I went to customer service,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I physically got my cards for my family members and myself.
Okay.
And so then we went to the parks the very next day, and that was the day that the timer started. But I
Okay.
believe if you are currently a member, I believe the counter just keeps going. So if
Going
my
beyond it.
last day is today and I've renewed before today, I would expect that my first day on my renewed card starts tomorrow. Like it won't
Okay.
skip. Again, if I'm
Let's see
wrong,
it.
somebody can correct us, but it's my
Yep.
understanding.
Katie, if you're watching, chat it or text me. See
All
if
right,
she
so
see if
kind
she actually texts me.
yeah,
So,
so kind of wrap it up. We're looking at annual passes coming out September 8th, 4
mhm.
different tiers. Uh, runs the gamut from $400 all the way up to $1,300. Some of them are Florida residents only, and the top tier, which costs the most, is for everybody. So as new information comes out, we will let you know on social media, and we'll give you an update after we buy ours.
All right. Yep. Sounds good. Well, thanks, Les. I appreciate it. Guys, thanks for joining us today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please take a moment and consider subscribing and turning notifications on so that you know whenever we release new content. Also, if you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your friends. It'll really help out the channel. So I will give you guys an update. Les and I will give you an update once we purchase our annual passes. We'll do another live stream and let you guys know how it went. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.